On this episode of Alpha Adventures. Man, I've heard that.
He's saying that's what it sounded like.
I wouldn't be
It
here.
shakes the ceiling.
If
It shakes the
if I
sheet
heard
ceiling
that
too.
the first night I was in a place,
I'd be gone.
I would get up and I would leave because
return.
there's no way that is loud. Yeah.
Defined, specific.
No, did he say that he went upstairs?
Yeah, he did. Okay, Patrick, we're standing down here talking right now, and we wouldn't have stayed here. I mean, like, there's no way, like, because that. So you heard that laid in bed.
Yeah.
And like if that was me, I would have been thinking that I got an intruder in the house.
That's what I did. I got up. I mean, there's a loaded weapon in every room in this house. On the
I would have it.
Yeah, so I went there. Oh, I had my Mossberg Mall 590. I went right up there. It's okay. And I heard this first time, like, okay, there's nobody here. I checked both rooms upstairs, and there's access to the attic over the kitchen and the other room on that side. And then when I heard it again, I was like, well, is somebody in there?
Yeah.
So I opened that up. Yeah, there's nobody in there.
And so after you checked the house.
I checked the
and
house.
you felt pretty confident that there was nothing here.
Nothing here. And then
And
I
you went back to bed.
back to bed and it started again.
And it started. So like, would you kill the lights and it would start, or
I would turn off the lights and go lay down.
after you turn off the lights and lay down and get kind of rested,
Yep.
and it would start up again?
Yep.
This first night that you were here and you experienced this, how many times did you go through that routine that night?
I say about 5 times.
About 5 times that did that. And did you eventually just, like, okay, I would have gotten in the car and probably left, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
So if you, like, after that, you just fall asleep? Or did it
I just,
stop?
I just stayed up all night.
You stayed up all night. You couldn't sleep. I don't think I could. And it quit?
It eventually, when the sun came out, it stopped.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So that was the first night you were here. What, like, day number 2?
My brother came up because he was going to, this house has been sitting for a couple of years. So, we were going to do a little work on the house. And, he came up and told me, he's like, yeah, I was up all night. He's like, yeah.
And did he stay here with you that night?
He
The
stayed-
second night?
Nope. He just came up here because at the time he was living in Charlotte, so he just came up here, helped me do a few things, and he had to go back down.
Okay. And so night number 2, your brother leaves.
Yeah,
You go to bed. Does it start again?
it does, but this time it wasn't like 5 times. It only had like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
So like okay.
And like, does it continue every night after that, or?
No, and then it started getting more sporadic. Like it wouldn't be every night.
Okay.
And then instead of hearing it up there, I started hearing it out in the kitchen.
Okay. And
I think that's the first week he would just let me know he was here.
Oh my gosh.
so it was like, okay, you moved in, and I just want to let you know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's almost kind of like your presence here upset him, or he was getting a rise out of you. And then after he kind of did his thing, he kind of got either tired of it or bored with it or whatever and just stopped.
Pretty much.
Maybe he knew you weren't going to leave.
I bought the house. What was I going to do? I moved all my stuff in. Where am I going to go?
So, like, if you had to do it all over again, would you still have bought this house?
If I had known what I know before, I would not have bought this place.
You would not have bought this place. Have you ever thought about selling?
No.
No? So you're going to stay?
I'm staying.
Okay. So you heard it in the kitchen,
Uh-huh.
and was it coming from up above in the kitchen, or was it coming?
It started, and like I said, moved down to the kitchen, just like he was in there.
Okay, so it was like
on the first floor, down the kitchen.
almost like he's pacing.
Yeah.
Okay. And did it any other nights, like you heard it from up above, you heard it in the kitchen? Did it go to any other rooms?
No.
And at what point did it quit? Did this quit with like in like the first several nights? It just
I say within first 2 weeks, and then like I said, he do a couple days, day off,
yeah.
a day, a couple days off, and after probably about 2 weeks, he quit for a while.
About 2 weeks for a while.
Yeah,
So you're saying that it came back?
he likes to come back about October because that's when he
Ah.
was killed in there.
Okay. So he was killed in October.
He was killed in October.
And,
I think it was like the 15th or the 10th or something like that.
We'll go ahead and say his name. So the name of the person who was killed was
Boyd the Board.
Boyd the Board.
D Board.
D-Board.
B-O-R-D.
Okay.
Board. I was calling him Boyd.
Boyd. Have you ever used the name in the
Oh,
house?
yeah.
And did you ever get any kind of response when you used that name?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had anybody come in who maybe has a sensitivity to like the spiritual world or paranormal stuff and spend any time at the house?
Nope.
Okay.
And I mentioned Chris Price because he comes up here every once in a while because he hunts this place,
Okay.
and he spent the night here before. And I told him get rid of him. He's like, maybe I should get a Ouija board or something so I can talk to him and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Let him know that he's dead. Price flipped us like, don't you ever get a freaking Ouija board? You know what you're gonna do if you get a Ouija board, dude? I was like, I don't know.
I have used Ouija boards before.
Me neither.
I mean, I have.
Oh, you
I
have?
have used Ouija boards. I'm not afraid of them. But then again, a lot of times it all depends on the person and what they think
Yeah.
that item has power in. I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
Okay, my sister has an exact same story, sort of like you. She also had heard footsteps in her trailer when they were living in a trailer, her and her husband, when they were building their home. And this trailer is something that they purchased at a steal. Okay, they got a really cheap price on it. And she would hear somebody running back and forth. She thought it was one of the kids coming to her bed at night.
Yeah.
And she would look over and there would be nobody there. And then one night, things on the dresser just started to shake and move and rattle on their own. My sister's not the kind of person to tell a story to like pull somebody's leg, so I believe her. I don't know what it is that she saw, but I believe her. So this is something that I know other people have experienced, and I'm kind of curious to know. I would like to have an experience myself. What do you think? Is it pretty scary?
It wasn't, it wasn't scary. Just, the next shot somebody's in my house.
Yeah.
No, freaking Boyd.
Now, if you hear something, you kind of know what it is, and you just ignore it. So you're just kind of like used to it, and
I think I got rid of him because
Okay.
after about 5 or 6 years, I got tired of it because it was always around October. He would start up again. But even every once in a while, it wouldn't be October. He would be in there, and I just got tired of it because it would be a long period before I would hear him, and I would think somebody's in my house, and I get up. That's freaking Boyd. There's nobody in here. Nope.
we got an October coming up in a couple of months, so it'll be interesting to hear whether or not.
But that's what I used it, and, he said
okay.
he said it was even blessed by Pope Francis.
Oh wow!
So Pope Francis, holy water. Seemed to get rid of it.
Oh, where did Pope Francis just fell off?
That's all right.
We'll stick him back on there.
So that's what I used.
Yeah, I
It's
think
been-
like the label was kind of not too sticky. Patrick, so we have stepped in here into the kitchen, and we stepped in here into the kitchen for a reason, and we're going to let you kind of tell us why we came back into the kitchen. But you experienced this walking around upstairs the first night you stayed here, and then it eventually moved into the kitchen, which is significant.
Yeah.
And then it tapered off, and it got to the point to where you would only experience it maybe in October.
Yep.
And was it in the kitchen in October, or was
Yeah.
it upstairs?
It was in the kitchen.
It was in the kitchen. Okay, so you used holy water, and it's been a couple of years now, and you've not experienced anything.
Nope.
And so you feel like this individual may be gone, this ghost possibly, and you call him Boyd.
Yep.
And there's a reason why you call him Boyd, and it's because Boyd is a person. So tell us how you found out about Boyd and what happened in this house.
So, I realized that my house was really old because,
Yeah.
built in the 1850s. So I thought, hey, one day on break I Googled it, see if there was anything about the house. First thing that popped up.
So you just Googled the address.
Googled the address, and that was the first thing that popped up.
So what popped up?
And I the thing, Stokes County man arrested for murder.
Arrested for murder. Okay. So it was an individual named Larry Palmer.
Yep.
And he committed murder here in this kitchen did he hit Boyd in the head
With a shovel.
with a shovel and killed him. What's Boyd's last name again?
DeBoard, it's DeBord.
Boyd DeBoard. After he hit him in the head with the shovel, do you know what happened exactly?
I
Like
haven't asked him.
how as far as they discovered that the crime had happened, like did he turn himself in?
One of the neighbors, heard the noise because at night here it gets really quiet.
Okay.
You can hear everything out here at night.
So they heard someone he heard him hit him in the head with a shovel.
They were probably fighting, so they probably heard yelling, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so they called the cops or sheriffs, and they showed up.
And Boyd was laying here in the floor dead.
Yep.
From a head trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Palmer was arrested. And what happened to Mr. Palmer? Like,
It was knocked down to manslaughter,
okay.
and he did 7 years, and he's out.
And he's out. And do you know where Mr. Palmer is now?
He lives in the trailer right over there.
So he's your neighbor.
He's my neighbor.
Wow. Have you ever talked to him?
Yeah, he's come over here. He tried to pull up one of the stumps. I had a couple of Lewin cypresses that blew down, and I cut them up. And he tried to pull the stump out with his tractor.
Okay.
And
So
we'll
he's
pull it out.
interacted with you
Yeah.
really friendly. Have you told him what's going on in this house?
Yep. I haven't mentioned anything about. I figured he did his time. He,
You just don't want to touch it.
leave it alone.
Yeah. And does he know that you know his backstory?
I'm sure he does.
Okay. So how did you put the two together that it was him? Like he just introduced himself and you were like, that's the guy?
Well, I knew he was getting out. I kept tabs on him. I was
Okay.
like, I kept talking. I went onto the internet, because you can go do the internet searches.
Sure.
And I knew where he was. I knew when he was getting out.
Okay. When did he get out?
It's been about 2 years.
How many?
It's been about 2 years now.
Okay, so I'm just going to draw a connection here. Boyd stopped in 2 years ago.
I thought about that. Maybe he moved over there.
Or maybe because Larry is nearby, maybe he doesn't want to be here anymore. I don't know.
Me neither.
So, there's a couple of different outcomes that could be the reason why you don't hear or experience Boyd anymore.
Yep.
Wow, this has been an interesting story. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I say great, but you know what I mean. It's intriguing. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us as far as your experiences? Has anybody else experienced anything?
Yeah, my father was come here and he spent the night. I mean, he stayed here. He stayed for about a week whenever I had cancer and I was recovering. He came over and to keep an eye on me. And he said, yeah, he was sleeping in the recliner there, and he'd heard sound like somebody's walking around here. He looked over and he got up and like, there's nobody in there. I'm like, yeah, that's Boyd.
And what did your dad say?
Huh.
What did your dad say? Did he?
He's like, okay. Because I told him the story. I told him what was
him the
going on.
story.
He's like, all right.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
So Dad verified it. I'm like, all right.
Anything else you can think of, or?
Really, it's been pretty quiet here.
Okay, so it's only just footsteps.
Just footsteps. He never did anything else. Except, that first couple weeks he was here, he messed with my alarm clock.
Okay.
There was nobody here but me.
All right.
He moved it forward 2 hours.
He moved the alarm clock forward 2 hours.
So if there's the
The
power,
alarm or the actual clock?
the clock. So
Okay.
both.
So
Clock
what?
alarm, it went off at 4 o'clock. I had it set at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
It went off at 2 o'clock, but I didn't realize this. I thought it was time to get up. I got up.
Yeah.
I came in here. and I was getting ready, and I looked at the clock on the microwave,
And you realize that it's a different time.
it's 2 o'clock. It's not 4 o'clock. It can't be right. So I went back in there, looked at my wristwatch, and I'm like, what the? Now, if there was a power edge, you lose time.
You would lose every clock in the house.
Yeah, but you know, you don't gain time.
Well, that's true. And is there any? So, what time did the alarm get moved to?
2 o'clock.
Is there any significance about 2 o'clock?
Not that I know of. Well, maybe.
I mean, do you know what time he was killed?
They came here. It was like 3:30, 3:39 when they came here when the sheriff showed up.
Okay.
So it might have been close.
So it happened at some point prior to 3:30.
Yeah.
It's
So it's
might be possible that he died around that time. Maybe.
yes.
So like, the attack happened, and he was like bleeding out maybe, and he was dying, and then it was like round 2 when that happened, and maybe when he, who knows, maybe he even passed at that time, you know, or you know, somewhere around that time could have some significance in some way.
Yeah. But it only happened that he did that one time
Yeah.
that first week, and that was it.
And that was the first week, and that's when you got the most of activity
Yeah.
anyway, is during that time. It's almost kind of like he was wanting to say, hey, I'm here. I want you to know my story. I'm going to get your attention. I'm going to tell you about this time. I'm going to take you into the kitchen, and then either you came in with holy water, or the person who was responsible for his death moved back in the area and he decided to stop. Whether or
Yeah.
not he's still here or not, who knows?
I don't know.
But he decided to stop what he did. It's almost kind of like he just wanted you to know.
Maybe even as a warning.
What's that?
Maybe even as a warning. Like, hey, in case it comes back and he's better.
Not worried about Larry.
So there's no voices? Like
No
one-
voices,
no
no
voices.
nothing like that. Just stomping around. Like I said, there's a difference between, you know, I've heard, you know, these old floors creak from, you know, just the weather changes and just it being an old house.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that.
There's a
Somebody-
difference between the creak and a footstep.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow. That's a good story.
Mine was mostly about the voices. I mean, like you said, you didn't go back to sleep after the voices or the footsteps.
Nope.
I would bet at the house.
I would have left.
I wonder like which vicinity.
I don't know. No.
Now did they redo the floor because
Yeah.
of the blood? So they just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you could use a black light.
Probably. I don't know.
I mean, you know, I think that's how blood works, right? It's a black light. Or
I think
it
it is
some
a black light.
Yeah, I think if you use a black light, then you can kind of locate where blood. Like you can wipe up blood, but it still leaves a trace, unless they use some sort of chemical to get it up.
I don't know. I haven't cleaned the floor, so I don't know.
Sometimes it might be best just to not know.
Yeah.
You know. Because this is your home now, and you're not planning on going anywhere, and it's the past. So, well, I appreciate you letting us come here and talk.
No problem.
And sorry it's late, but we wanted it dark out. So I thought it would be fun. And we've also been kind of running around location scouting too.
Sounds, movements. We saw things, and everybody just got really freaked out, and some people even got emotional. You know?